Okay, welcome to part 9 of Shadow at the Water's Edge. I'm finally gonna read Savannah's book and Logan's kind of sweet note to Bess, actually. Um, okay, so let's go to the Ryukon Hiei chapter, which is the chapter that was ripped out of Yumi's copy of this book. Chapter 6, the Ryukon Hiei. Japan, to a girl who grew up barefoot on the front porch of a creaky old house in Savannah, is just about the most exotic place there is on Earth. Sometimes in the middle of a stormy night, when the wind is whistling and the tree branches are scratching at the windows, I feel like I am back at the Ryukon Hiei. On those nights, I often wish I'd never visited that charming-looking inn on the outskirts of Kyoto. The second I stepped inside the Ryokon's gate, I suddenly understood why I had been called in. For those of you who have never been in a haunted place, the feeling is unmistakable. Imagine the sensation of taking a rickety roller coaster through a dense fog. Now multiply that tenfold. The atmosphere inside the Ryukon, however, was even thicker. The inn was washed in an unearthly sense of cold that the fire pit in the lobby couldn't touch. The whole structure radiated uncertainty and dread. Something terrible lived here. The inn was and still is run by a truly wonderful family. Takai and her granddaughter Miwako took excellent care of Logan and I, but we're both extremely tight-lipped about the history of the Ryukon. A neighbor boy, Rentarno, was able to shed a little light on the situation. The innkeeper's daughter, Kasumi, had recently died under mysterious circumstances. Ever since her death, the inn began to change rapidly for the worse. Takai had begun to worry about her daughter's Takai had begun to worry that her daughter's Yurei was haunting the Ryukon. I set up my equipment right away. Luckily, I had my entire EVP kit at the ready. I placed the microphones in places where I felt the greatest disturbances. By the fire pit in the lobby, behind the old cherry tree in the gardens, by both baths, and in the upstairs hallways. Both baths, we only know about one bath. Sound travels very well in the old Ryukon, so my equipment picked up more conversations than usual, but nothing supernatural. At 2 a.m., however, that all changed. The lights in my room suddenly flickered and cut off. I rushed downstairs to my recorders. I couldn't hear a thing, but the readings were off the charts. Before I could listen to the audio, I saw her, pale and thin, with long black hair, dripping muddy water moving through the shadows. Despite my experience, I froze as she slipped out of my sight. I stood there in the lobby until the sun finally came up, half hoping she would reappear, and the other half desperately hoping to never see her again. I'm just going to read this part. EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, is a process of recording ambient room noise using very sensitive microphones in hopes of capturing the sounds of the spirit world that are too quiet to hear unaided. EVP equipment can also be beneficial to debunk false hauntings, as it often picks up conversations and other telltale signs of trickery. Okay, Takai woke me that afternoon. We had to leave. Kasumi, she said, had changed her mind. Whatever faith Takai had in me the day before was now gone. I doubt I was the only one to see a ghost the night before. I gave her my card and told her to call me back if she ever changes her mind. I doubt she will, and I have to admit I'm a little relieved. On the bus to the temple the next morning, I reviewed the EVP tapes. What I heard sounded like 100 voices, repeating a single word in Japanese. I pulled out my transliterated phrase book. The word simply meant leave. It's the kind of message you only want to hear once you're long gone. I still sometimes worry about the Shimizu family, and can't help but wonder what it must be like for them during those long nights when the woman I saw in the shadows is awake. Okay. Very creepy. So one of the most important things about this is learning about EVP, and also that there are 2 baths, because we have only been to one room with the baths. So next I'm going to read this comic that we got from the pachinko parlor. I'm not actually going to read this, but basically it's like a guy and his fox um look at or walking into a haunted house.
Recording the site of a haunting might actually be a really good idea. I should look into that.
So now Nancy wants to look into recording the site of a haunting. So we're going to use EVP to do that. But first, we need to talk to Savannah. And we are going to ask her a lot of questions, so it's going to be a long conversation.
Hi.
I think I ran across a trick mirror here.
Did it break?
Yeah, how did you know?
That's how you know it's a trick. Y'all know what the main difference between truth and illusion is in my line of work?
What's that?
Time. An illusion can only last so long before it gives up its secrets. Now, I don't know exactly how that mirror was fixed, but the fact that it broke means that whoever rigged it knew that if you examined it enough, you'd figure it out.
So it was broken, so I couldn't figure out how it was faked.
Exactly. That is, if it was a trick. Nancy, I can tell you how things might be faked, but I can't tell you if they were faked. You're the ones got to stand there and know how the room feels when these things happen.
What is a yurei?
It's a vengeful spirit that never knew justice here on the earth. They're said to be the spirits of those who've been wronged, and they're caught up in the worst moment you can imagine. They're very angry and very, very dangerous. If that's what you're dealing with there, you best be very careful.
What happened that made you give up ghost hunting?
It wasn't just one thing. It was a lot of things, really. My daddy used to tell me, Sugar, y'all be careful what you go looking for in that big old world. Chances are, you're gonna find it.
What did you end up finding?
It ain't what I found, honey. It's what found me.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said, and that's the last you're getting out of me on the topic. You got anything else you need?
Logan told me you're writing a second ghost hunting book.
Now, that ain't true.
Something happened to make you stop writing the book, didn't it?
Yes.
What happened?
Nancy, I like you. So I ain't ever gonna tell you why. But I will tell you this. Don't go looking in dark corners unless you ready to live with knowing what's hiding there.
Have you run across someone rigging doors to slam before?
Sure. Now that one's older than the hills.
What's the best way to do something like that?
Oh, plenty ways. You can use remote control, wire, and pulleys. One place I went even used air pressure, if y'all can believe that mess.
That makes sense. What should I keep an eye out for?
Anything that looks out of place.
Do you remember what room you stayed in at the Ryokan?
Oh, now that was so long ago, I don't even have the slightest.
Do you remember anything?
I remember I was on the second floor, and it had this strange passageway in it, but that's about it. I got the impression they weren't too crazy about having me stay there. So maybe you should check the records for a room that they don't let out to customers.
A passageway? To where?
Yeah, it was bizarre. I don't really remember exactly where it went. Down into the basement, maybe? Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to explore the room before I had to leave.
Can you tell me anything else about your stay here?
Not much to tell. I had to leave too soon. Such a sweet family. I hate to think of what those poor girls are going through. Losing their mother so young and then having them hauntings to deal with.
I'll let you go.
Bye now.
Okay, actually that was not as long as I thought it was going to be.
Hi!
Have you ever heard of EVP?
Electronic voice phenomenon? That whole if you go to haunted places and record the ambient noise, when you turn it way up you'll hear things that are too quiet for the human ear. Ghosts, specters, all sorts of baddies. Nonsense if you ask me. But still, the idea sort of gives me the creeps.
Savannah mentioned it in her book. I wonder if you know how I could try it out.
Oh sure, I got something that can do that. I've got a bunch of little recorders actually. I'm trying to find the right one to record new sounds for the Rentaro 4000. Here you go.
Thanks.
All you have to do is hook it up to the speakers over there. I have a program that edits out dead audio. Ooh, bad pun. It'll cut right to the parts that actually have recorded sound. Oh, and once I've got it fixed, you have to check out the new recorder I sort of reversed engineered a little.
Okay, what's it do?
It's awesome! High data wireless transfer. Here's something you like, just push a button, it zips it to your computer. If you want to send everyone a message, you just speak into it, push send all, and it shoots what you've recorded to everyone's voicemail inbox. Very, very cool! I just gotta keep fussing with it.
I'll let you go.
See you later!
Okay, so Rentaro gave us this recording device, and we want to look at the book again and go to all the places that Savannah mentioned. So, fire pit in the lobby, behind the old cherry tree in the gardens, both baths, and in the upstairs hallways. So, I guess I'll do the upstairs hallways first. I don't think it really matters where you are in the hall. Okay, well, now I'm not recording anything. So, I'll have to delete that later.
That channel is full.
I have to stand here. No. Fire pit. Okay, now it's recording something. And we'll have to go back and listen to it later. I can't remember how to get the recording here in the hallways. Oh, there we go. If I can... Oh yeah, I can go ahead and delete these. Okay, good. And the tree. And then we can also go here to get an Easter egg. You want to go to this little lantern thing and then record. And then we listen to it again. It will have a little hint about how to get an Easter egg. Okay, I'm going to try to get this second hallway. Maybe if I try standing in the middle of the hallway. Nope. I swear I've gotten one here before. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Maybe not. Okay, so I still need to get that somehow.
Someone's been in here. It looks like whoever left those footprints walked right through the wall.
Creepy.
Hi.
It seems like you and Rentaro were pretty close.
Yes, we grew up together. I have a few memories before Rentaro, but not many.
How long have you two been dating?
I don't even know. A long time.
You sound a little frustrated.
Sometimes it's hard not to be with Rentaro.
What do you mean?
Never mind, I shouldn't be bothering you with this.
It's not a bother.
It's just that when he gets it in his mind that he wants something, there's just no stopping him. He's been pressuring me to leave here.
Why is that?
He keeps saying it'll be good for me, but really, he's just being selfish. I think. I really don't know. He can be so sweet sometimes, and other times it's like there's only him in the world.
Is Suki wearing a new collar?
Yes, doesn't it look perfect? Rentaro must have really put some thought into this. It fits perfectly, and it goes so well with her eyes. He can be so thoughtful sometimes. I think it's time for me to do something nice for him.
I should go. I'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Hello, Nancy-san.
I saw watery footprints in my room. It was very strange.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm positive.
No, it is not wise to joke about these things.
I'm not.
I do not want to talk about it.
What do you think about Rentaro and Miwako dating?
Those two are so different. When they were children, you couldn't keep them in the same room. Always so much fighting. That has not changed. Except now, they say they're in love.
I should go. I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye, Nancy-san.
Hi!
So how long have you and Miwako been dating?
Officially, 4 years and 7 months. Non-officially, longer. And before that, a long time of me waiting for her to stop being so stubborn and agree to go out on a date with me.
What does Takai think of your relationship with Miwako?
At this point, I think she considers me part of the family. Or at least she lectures me like I'm one of the family. I'm choosing to interpret that in a positive light.
Miwako seems a little annoyed that you want her to leave the Ryokan.
Ha! Tell me about it.
Are you going to keep it up?
Yeah, it's not just a selfish thing. It's for her own good, too.
I'll stop bugging you now.
Catch you around.
I have to wait for night before I can listen to the recordings. We haven't talked to Mumio. Or sorry, I meant I have to wait until Rentaro leaves, so like the middle of the night.
Hello.
Have Miwako and Rentaro been dating long?
It's hard to backdate that sort of thing, so let's just say they've been dating somewhere between 2 and 1,000 years.
Is it just me, or do things seem a little strained between Miwako and Rentaro?
Do they? Come on, make with the details.
I don't really know. It's just an impression.
Ugh, boring. Nancy, if we're going to be gossip buddies, you're going to have to work on your follow-through.
Miwako seems a little annoyed with Rentaro.
Well, that's not surprising. Rentaro is super annoying. Super annoying. It's part of this reverse psychology bizarre charm he's got. When he's in one of his hyper Rentaro moods, it's like hanging out with a puppy. Except Rentaro is housebroken, and he doesn't go all crazy when there's a cat outside. Well, most times he doesn't.
Do you see Rentaro much?
Oh yeah, he loves the city. He's here every chance he can get.
Do you know why he's so eager to move to the city?
Oh, he's been that way forever. When we were kids, he and I used to jump on the train the second my mom turned her back. We weren't supposed to go into the city unsupervised, so Miss I'd rather break a bone than Arura Miwako never came. Although, maybe she was right about that. We got in so much trouble every time.
Do you know what Rentaro wants to do once he moves to Kyoto?
Tech something? I sort of don't listen to him when he's being boring about things.
That last picture of you is great.
Yeah, I love that one.
Do you believe that the Ryokan is haunted?
I do. It's not just haunted. There's something else strange going on there.
What do you mean?
Look, I don't want to freak you out, but between you and me, the haunting is nothing compared to some of the other strange stuff going on over there. Last time I visited, it was late at night, and I was out in the garden and something was off. I could just feel it. All of a sudden, there was this loud shriek and this flash of light.
And then?
And then, Nancy Drew, I saw aliens. Dozens of them. They had come to visit all of their ghost friends.
Okay, I get it. You don't believe in haunting.
I really don't. Sorry.
But you have to admit that things have been pretty strange since your mother...
I told you I didn't want to talk about that.
Nancy just cannot stop bringing up their mom in every conversation. Okay, I think we need to go to sleep and listen to the recordings. So...
That wasn't read before.
Oh yeah, and it's bad luck to have your name written in red. So we should go tell Miwako about that.
Hello.
I'll let you get back to work.
See you later.
Never mind, we should tell Takai, who's not there. Okay, well, we will tell Takai in the morning. Is there any more grading to do? No, there's not. Okay. So, gonna wake up at 1 a.m. I think Rentaro should be gone by now. Yeah.
You can't just do that. We're not all here to make sure that you get what you want, Yumi.
No, don't stop. Please continue with your speech. I love jumping on the train to get picked on by you two. Couldn't think of a better way to spend my day. Can't wait for the mean phone messages about what an awful sister I am because I never visit.
You've got to be selfish about this too. Everything's always about you. She asked one thing from you and you act like it's the end of the world.
Oh, shut up, Miwako. When you're both ganging up on me, then it actually is about me.
Why are you being such a brat?
Brat? You want to see Brat? I'll show you Brat. It looks a lot like this.
I can't believe you just did that.
Believe it. I'm out.
It sounds like she threw something in the pond. I should check that out.
If a ghostly egg is what you seek, under the broken tile you must peek.
Okay, that's the Easter egg hint. I think the rest of these are silent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rest of these are silent. Okay. Let's delete those. Okay. So, a few things. Let's look at, or try to find something that she dropped, or that she threw in the pond. If you walk around the pond, there are little spots where
It must have landed around here somewhere.
you can, your mouse is, or your magnifying glass is highlighted red, so you can look in the water.
I don't see anything here.
And then you can actually step into the water and grab a key.
What's that? Looks like there are some rocks missing. I wonder if I could find them around the garden.
Okay, this is the rock puzzle, which I'm not going to solve this right now. But there are little rocks, like here's one. Here's a rock. Or it's not even a rock, it's like a tiny little pebble. And they're very hard to notice. I said I wasn't going to solve it, now I'm looking for all the pebbles. Here's one. Okay, I'm not going to do this right now. Since it's nighttime, I'm going to unlock the cultural room because Yumi threw the key to this door in the pond and we have that now. And now I can grab the teapot. And underneath the teapot there's a key, so we need that key too. And you can open this bottom drawer with the key. And we have another letter from Kasumi to Marianne. Dear Marianne, you're my best friend. You've always been. I want you to know that no matter what happens, you made my life a happier, safer, more interesting place. You have a beautiful family. You should be very proud of the life you've made. You deserve all the happiness in life, and I hope it finds you. I'm in a strange mood these days. I don't know what's come over me. I worry about just everything. It's like I can see behind everything, like I can see the mechanics that move everything and everyone. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I've stepped outside of my life as I know it, and no matter how much I try to step back in, I can't. I don't fit anymore. I fit less and less every day. I'm scared. Every night I go to bed hoping the feeling will be gone when I wake up. And I think that's probably Kasumi's bracelet. Okay. Well, now... Whoa. That was creepy. Okay, now, we are going to open the letter, the password letter, by holding the envelope over the steam.
I need to hurry before someone catches me.
And this is the password to Miwako's computer.
I should get the teapot off the fire.
So now we can go...
I bet the password I need is in that envelope in the puzzle box.
But the problem is that we need to use Japanese characters for this. So we have to go back into the cultural room. And look at this book on Japanese writing. And we want to use the hiragana characters. So ta, we'll do this character first. Then ka, this one. Then ka again. And then wa, this one. So the first one is no, I can't find it. This is the first one. And then I think it's this one twice. And then this one.
I need to find out which rooms haven't been occupied.
Okay, so Savannah said she stayed in a room that they didn't want her to stay in, so she suggested we try to find rooms that aren't being used by any guests. So if you go through...
It looks like this is as far back as the records go.
If you go through all of these records, you'll realize that there are... Okay, actually there are a lot of numbers that aren't used, but Savannah also said that she was on the second floor. So the ones that are on the second floor are 25, 30, 33, and 34. So she stayed in room 25, 30, 33, or 34. We just have to figure out which of those 4 she stayed in. I think, okay, I thought that there was, I think there's something else I missed in this room. Yep, okay. So when you get into this room, I missed picking this up, but this is very important, so make sure you pick that up. And now I can do this puzzle, and the instructions are here. But basically, put these in. Wait, actually. The order does matter. Okay, I think that this can be like that, and then yellow. I think. Wait. Okay, no, yellow has to go first. No, red has to go first. Then green. Then blue. What is happening? Why didn't that work? Oh, blue is first, then red, then green, then yellow, then purple. Yeah. Okay, so now we have a key that lets us open all rooms ending in 8 or 9. So that will help us get around. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching.